Hello, good day everyone. Thanks for joining me in this video. This is Govt TV. As you join us, kindly like, share and subscribe to this channel for more political discourse. A brave Igbo woman has expressed dissatisfaction over what transpired during the Biafran Civil War that led to the death of over 5 million Biafrans. About 3 million Biafran children were starved to death, of course, by the Nigerian government with the conspiracy of Awolowo and Gowon with the British to annihilate a people who stood for the cause of justice in defense of their inalienable rights and dignity. Today, she is posing a question daring Gowon, how far, where is your one Nigeria? Unfortunately, Gowon is helpless as his own people have been massacred, his own ancestral home within the so-called one Nigeria being taken over, his own people becoming internally displaced persons in the same one Nigeria you fought against the Biafrans for defending their dignity, their identity. Today, you and your people are losing their identity, their dignity, and their indigenous heritage within the same one Nigeria. It's a very big shame and embarrassment. Of course, Gowon is alive to witness this great humiliation. Let's listen to this great lady.
57 years ago, Biafra Republic was declared by Odumegwu Ojukwu. 54 years later, the issues that led to the declaration of Biafra has not been settled yet. Instead, it has gotten worse. May the souls of Biafran women, children, men, and pregnant women that were starved to death in 1967 to 1970 genocide continue to seek vengeance against the Nigerian state. Until justice is served, there will never be peace for the wicked. Let it be on record that the genocide General Yakubu Gowon and the Nigerian state committed against the indigenous people shall never be swept under the carpet without repercussion. Congratulations to United Kingdom, United States of America, Federal Government of Nigeria, and Yakubu Gowon. It is 57 years already. 57 years ago, you massacred 5 million innocent men and children to keep Nigeria as one. You wasted 5 million Igbos for the Nigeria you and I are seeing today. But guess what? We are Igbos. We are unshaken. We cannot be broken. We are still here. You marginalized us because you want to make us weak, docile, and scared. You said as far as you breathe, Biafra will remain an illusion. You also said, instead of an Igbo man to become the president of Nigeria, let the rope holding the foundation of Nigeria collapse before your eyes. The creation of Nigeria in 1914 is only but a cost to the indigenous people, and these are the achievements of 1914 amalgamation so far. Lives perished, investments gone, and properties destroyed. Ojukwu knew that a day like this would come. In order to avert the unfortunate incident or for future occurrences, he asked for a restructured Nigeria. A restructured Nigeria that will permit each region to govern themselves and manage their resources while promoting autonomous society that fosters development and the maintenance of indigenous or regional resources geared at improving the lives of the people without external intervention. The Aburi Accord meeting was initially agreed by both parties. Gowon arrived in Nigeria, and the success of the meeting was truncated by Britain, the colonial masters. Ojukwu got frustrated. He declared the Republic of Biafra on the 30th of May, 1967. On 27 January 1968, Biafran currency pounds were printed by Odumegwu Ojukwu and was legal tender throughout the Republic of Biafra. On the 6th of July 1967, the war broke out. On the 13th of January 1970, the war ended and Yakubu Gowon declared or named the war "No Victor, No Vanquish" in order to promote reconciliation and healing, which never happened and never will it happen now. There was no healing, there was no reconciliation, and there will never be reintegration. May the soul of our internal leader, Dim Odumegwu Ojukwu, continue to find peace before God. If you are an Igbo man or woman, be proud of yourself, be encouraged, and always know this: the war has not ended yet. The fight is only getting started. I also want you to know this: The hatred they have for you is your strength, your hope, your voice, and your pride.
That is simply the truth. The issues that led to declaration of the sovereign state of Biafra, which borders on injustice, suppression, subjugations, the massacre of Igbos across the regions of Nigeria, most especially the north and the western region. Of course, the Operation Wetie of Akintola and Awolowo that degenerated to the coup, the first bloody coup by the Nigerian military, which eventually degenerated to the bloody civil war and conspiracy against the indigenous people of Biafra, more pronouncedly the Igbo race. Today, those issues are still staring at all and sundry. The nagging issues that borders on equity, fairness, and integration of each regions or ethnic nationalities has not been addressed. And in as much as this remains, unfortunately, after the ceasefire, no victor, no vanquish. Gowon promised reintegration, reconciliation, and rehabilitation. But unfortunately today, there is no reconstruction, there is no reconciliation, and there is no reintegration today, and there can never be reconciliation, reconstruction, and reintegration. If there is no reintegration, if there is no reconstruction, you don't expect reconciliation, because the pains and the wound is still being nursed by the people. They have not recovered from the shock. Unfortunately, the current administration or executive are not doing anything to address those imbalance, injustice, and subjugation, conspiracy to silence a particular region, of course, economically, socially, and otherwise, to bring them down the drain, has not ceased. It is staring at all and sundry, and everyone can witness the truth and the reality today, that because of this conspiracy that led to the massacre of over 5 million Biafrans, today the country you fought to keep as one, of course, the jungle and the jingles those time, that is a task to keep Nigeria one, is a task that must be done. Today, under the watch of Gowon, Nigeria is collapsing. Not just collapsing, his own people has lost their identity and dignity within the Nigerian state. Gowon is helpless, humiliated as a result of what is going on today. Just Plateau, several communities, as the governor, being the chief security of the state, admitted that over 64 communities, including that of Gowon, in Plateau, Jos, has been taken over. Where are the generals? The generals who fought, who trampled on the blood of the sacred blood of the innocent Biafrans, today are swimming in the pool of their own blood and that of their people. It's quite horrible, but very fascinating how events has turned around. The same one Nigeria you fought to keep one is the one killing you today. What an irony of life. Well, this is the expression of a lady who is having a reminiscence of what transpired, and what led to the civil war was as a result of injustice, subjugations, and imbalance in the system. Has such things been addressed today? The big no, of course, is the answer. Well, let's have your own comments and reactions regarding this development. He also used the opportunity to enjoin and advise the Igbos to keep hope alive despite the continued hatred, oppression, subjugations, and conspiracy to silence the Igbos. Just as in most recent, no Igbo will rule again. Igbos were allegedly denied the 2023 presidential election, as the majority of the Nigerian population believed that Peter Obi won, but it was rigged out, unfortunately, as the case is. Whatever be the case, This is a nagging issue that have not been addressed. In as much as they continue to live in denial of the reality, the consequences of such denial will never, of course, be escaped. That is just what is happening today. Taraba State is bleeding. Where is Theophilus Danjuma? Unfortunately, they are living in endless regrets. Perhaps they are alive to witness this, and they are calling on their people to defend themselves. In the same one Nigeria, you took up arms, you conspired, you starved the Biafrans. Today, your people are being starved, not only being starved, killed, displaced from their ancestral homes. They have no place to call their home, not even a country, because they have lost their sense of identity or dignity within the same Nigeria. What a great lesson, of course, to take home from this. Let's get your own reactions and what you think could have transpired. Thanks for watching.